Hi all, welcome to my channel, welcome to my world. This is the world of Wayne, brand new week, and oh my god, it's cold. It's really icy here, but if you're down in London and the southeast, I understand you've got loads of snow. My kids are off school today as well. I'm in my workshop with a nice comfy heater on, so I'm cozy as anything. So I thought today we're going to do the next 2 packs of the IXO Collection's release. I built the Renault Alpine. Now, if you remember last time, we were building the engine. We've got some pipes on there. We had done the exhaust manifolds looking just like that. I believe we're going to be building on that today, perhaps some of the engine surround as well. But if you want to get this for yourself, I have put the link down here to the IXO website. You can get this all the way from pack 1. Now, I also have some other links now on the channel. So if you have anything to do with merchandise or my Amazon store, you can now follow my link tree, and I'll put that in the video description as well. And that will give you all my links to social media, Amazon stores, and the merchandise store. Also, when the Christmas quiz comes along, which is on the 22nd of December, notice I'm wearing my lovely Christmas jumper today, 7 PM Greenwich Mean Time, I'll also put the link in there for the Google forms. You can answer along, be within a chance to win some prizes. But let's get on with this. So without further ado, let's get cracking. So by the look of it, it's all going to start with the engine mount here, and we are putting the bottom of the gearbox on here. So these are all going together like that. I guess that's all ready then to mount the engine afterwards. So here's stage 13 here. Get these out. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to be taking these little tabs here. Now these tabs do go in a certain way. This one's going to go in here, held in with an screw, so this flap at the end, as you can see, is pointing upwards there. So get these screws out. I've put it in oil because we are going into metal, but these are absolutely tiny screws. So I've got one here. And that's the first one in. Just like that. So that looks like that. I'm going to do the same on the other side. There's the second one going in. Perfect. So, it should look like that. Again, taking this mount, on this section here, we've got a square section where the cylinder's going to go. It has got a locating lug, so that's just going to go in there like that. On the other side, we're going to put that in with a QM screw. Nice and tight, so that's in nice and secure there. Now, in stage 13, we had this metal side of the transmission housing here. So we need this, and we also need an AFM screw. And that's going to go this way round, just onto this section here. Now we have got 2 locating lugs there, as you can see. So I'll get one of these screws in here now. And get that nice and tight. Actually, use my heavy duty screwdriver for that. That's insecure, and that's all there is to do in that stage. Now in stage 14, we've got some more details we're putting on. Looks like we've got some hoses here that we're going to be putting onto the engine. So by the end of it, it's going to look just like that. Here's stage 14 here. Now I do have to go through my box of tricks to pull out this little section here, which came in stage 5. Bring over the engine, because this is just going to go onto this section here. Now it goes on this way, so that's just going to fit over the top like that there. And then all we're going to do is take what we've just assembled in the last stage, and we're going to be putting this in. Now, we've got an exhaust here, so we need to make sure this goes underneath that. Slide it in. Whoops. Like that. Again, I just want to put this bit in that's just come out. Excellent. So then everything is now pieced together. It's going to be held in with these 2 BP screws here. So one in this side, and that's going to clamp this front section on, just like that. And then just one, just at the back, kind of underneath that pipe there. I didn't mean to call that an exhaust earlier. That's not an exhaust, but there we go. That's in, and that's secure, just like that. Put that to one side, so we're going to be putting 2 parts of hoses together now. And that's these 2 parts here. Quite simply, they're just going to link together like that. That's going to be held in with an ACP screw. And there we go. That looks like that. And then holding it this way round, this section just here is just going to go under this section just like that there. Once again, held in with an ACP screw. Get that all the way in, nice and tight. There you go. And then that's that one in place as well. We've got two more hoses then. This one's not as bendy as that one there. So the one that's not as bendy is going on this side, and it just fits on these pegs that we can just see in the middle. So I've got the really bendy one going on this side over here. Just get that in. Perfect. And then the other one just on the other side here. That just means there's just one more thing left to do, and that's just in this little section we can see here. I've got this detail which is just going to go on here, and it's held in with an SM screw. Got that loaded up here, and I'll get that in. There we go, that's in nice and tight, and that is all there is to do in that stage. In stage 15 here, it looks like we've got some springs. This looks like suspension to me, which are just going to go in each side here, so that looks just like that. Now, all of this is metal, just so you know, and the first thing I'm going to do is take the spring, put that down the end just like that. Bring over the engine, and it's this side here that we're going to be working on first. This just goes up through the bottom like this, and it's going to be held in with a VM screw from the top. That's a flange screw, and I'll get that. I'm actually putting it down on the table and then pushing it so I can see where this screw is going to go in. And I am going to use my heavy duty screwdriver for this. Doesn't matter, it's turned a bit there. But there we go, that's that one in. Now before we connect this to the part underneath here, we do want to put the bush on that looks like this. It needs to go on this way, so that open end is towards the joint. So I'm just going to slide that on a little bit more so I can get to it, like that. Put this across, and it's going to be held in with an AKM screw. I have put some oil just on this joint so I can get that in nice and comfortable there. Probably best to just start the screw going here though, just like this, and then offer this up. Once that's all the way in, just slide the bush down over that section there. All that's left to do then is just put this top here over here like this, and that's held in with 3 EM screws. So I'll get all of these in and tighten them up. And with that side there completed, that's all there is to do in that stage. So in the last stage of this pack, as you can see, we're just going to be doing the exact same thing, but on the other side. So once again, spring down the top there, bring over the engine and the mount. This is going underneath like this, and it's going to be secured in at the top with a VM screw. Just like this, nice and tight. On this end, I want to slip the bush over, making sure that the wider end here is pointing towards that end. And just get this slid up, just like that. I am going to put a little bit of oil just on the point that this is going to connect to. So then that's going to be a lot easier to get this slotted in. Turn this upside down. As you see, that's going to go in just like that there. I do have a hammer here which I use just to encourage that a little bit. And screw it in from this side. Get that all the way in, just like that, and then push the bush over the top. And then once again, just take the top of this, and that's going to go over the top, held in with 3 EM screws, and then get these in really tight. So with that one on as well, that is all there is to do in that stage. So we're moving on now to box 5 and the next pack. And as you can see, first thing I'm going to do is a wheel. Now if I remember from last time, just checking that this doesn't go a certain way, I don't think we need any hot water for this. We should be able to get all of these parts together, no problems at all. I'm just going to line this one up as well. Yep, this is going to fit perfectly. Harder tyres on these ones. You tend to check on most of the other builds we've done. We do have to put that in a little bit of water. But on this one, as you can see, no problems at all. So I'll get these screws in, 3 of these, and that is all there is to do in that stage. So then in stage 18, we've got a couple of bits of frame to put together, so that looks like that. It looks like this pack, not a lot to do, I have to say. As a matter of fact, it looks like there's only 1 screw to put in. So let's get this KP screw out and get it loaded ready, because all I'm going to do is take this looking like that, and this is just going to be secured into the side just here like that. Get that screwed gently just to make sure the screw is straight. Rotate this around in the position it's going to go, and then tighten that up. Now this is a plastic, it's going into plastic, so we don't want to over tighten this. Just enough to keep that in place like that. And that's all there is to do in that stage. In stage 19, 2 bits to put on, so pretty similar to what we've done before. So at the end, we have got this full square frame here. So what we want to do is take these 2 sections here. This section's just going to go on there like that. It's going to be held in with a CM screw. Now, unlike the last piece that we put in, which was plastic, I can assure you this is all fully metal, this one. So when that's in, it should look like that. Bringing over what we just worked on, the other side of this is going to go into the other side just here. Just like that there. Again, held in with a CM screw. Get my heavy duty screwdriver on this one to get that in nice and tight. And then just using one of the little KP screws, just like we done on this side. Just going to put the other side in here, just like this. Make sure it goes in all the way. Don't over tighten it because it's plastic. And there we go. That's that cage completed. Which means the very last stage, we're actually going to be mounting the engine to this. So we have got some pieces here to go. So by the end of it, we have now got a mounted engine in the frame. So I get out all the pieces ready for this. And the first thing I'll do is I'm going to be joining these 2 sections together. They're going to go in just like this here. And on either side here and here, it's going to be held in with CM screws. Now what I'm going to do is just put them in so it's actually holding each side first, not too tight. So then I can rotate it round into the position that it's actually going to sit. Do the other side here. Perfect. Right, now I can just position it to where it's going to be and make sure this is really tight. That's one side. And do the other. So as you can see, when that's in, it should look like that. We're now going to be putting the engine on. So bringing that over here, feeding through all these pipes at the front. This is just going to go over the top. So when that's on, it should look just like that. I just need to now secure that into place. So I am going to do this slightly out of sync just to help me keep this in. So I'm going to use some KP screws, which I've got here, just to hold the front section in first. I'm not putting these in tight, just enough to hold it. So one that side and one this side. Again, not tight at all, because when I turn this upside down, which I'm about to do, I don't want everything falling out. So now I am going to turn it upside down, just like this. Excellent. Now with another KP screw, I'm going to secure the exhaust to the frame here. Hopefully you can see that. Just like this. Now the exhausts that come from the engine, we need to put into the 2 points that we can see just at the front there. Now they're held in with KM screws, and this one's the second one. I'm just going to turn that back over and tighten up the ones at the front here again. One. Now in this stage, you'd think they'd want us to attach it from underneath on these sections here and here as well, but they don't actually want us to do that. That's all they want us to do. That's all there is to do in that stage. That's all there is to do in that pack. And as you can see, that's looking pretty impressive, isn't it, for an engine? Very good. Quite heavy and weighty as well. So I guess that's the internal start to be done. I'm guessing we're going to start working on the chassis in the next stage. Who knows? But that was box 5 that we've completed. 8 stages in this one. Once again, if you want to get this for yourself, I have put the link in the video description. You can get that all the way from pack 1. Now, there's no video on the channel tomorrow. There's no live stream on the channel tomorrow. I'm taking my dad to a Parkinson's Christmas meal so he can get out for the winter holidays, and we'll have some fun tomorrow, which does mean I'm going to be returning on Wednesday. What we're going to be doing on Wednesday, let's have a look. We're probably going to be either working on the Porsche or, I don't know, I'll surprise you. But I really hope you like that video. If you did, please remember to give me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed already, please remember to subscribe. Other than that, take care.